channel English Made Easy. In today's video, I shall discuss the third part of the tense, that is the future tense. I shall discuss in detail the usage of the tense, the structure and the examples. Are you all ready? Let's start the video. In this session, we shall discuss the third part of the tense, that is the future tense. Coming to future tense, it tells us about actions which take place in the future, that is later on. Depending on the time of action, again, future tense is divided into four types. Simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense and future perfect continuous tense. Let's discuss each tense in detail. Coming to the first tense, simple future tense. It tells us about actions which take place in the future and time of action is mentioned. That means how actions will take place in the future. That is about tomorrow or day after tomorrow, next year, next month, next week, like that. How actions will take place in the future. So those actions which take place in the future are come under simple future tense. Now coming to the structure. Generally, we see that will and going to are used in the structure of the simple future tense. Coming to the structure, subject plus will or shall and V1. This is the basic structure of a simple future tense. You can use will or shall. Will is generally used for affirmative sentences, affirmative and negative sentences. Shall is used for the remaining ones. Example like, I will go to a movie tomorrow. Tomorrow is the later time. I shall buy a car next year. So here the time of action is mentioned. So it comes under simple future tense. Coming to going to. Going to is also used in a simple future tense. How is it used? The structure is subject plus is, am or are depending on the subject, whether it's single or plural, and V1 the basic form. Example like, Rahul is going to take a vacation from work. Rahul is going to take a vacation from work means from now he is going to take a vacation. That is in the future. So these two come under future, simple future tense. We shall use will or shall and going to in the simple future tense. Will is used for promises. And going to is used for plans. So this is the basic difference between will and going to, but both will be represented under simple future tense. So this is about the simple future tense. Now coming to future continuous tense. The second one is the future continuous tense. It tells us about something that will happen in the future and continue for an expected length of time. That means some action will start in the future and it will progress for some time. Such actions come under future continuous tense. It tells about some ongoing actions in the future. Now see the structure of that. Subject, will be, verb and ing form. As I have already told you, all sentences in continuous form will be taking the ing form. Even in this also, it will be coming in the ing form, V1 plus ing. Now let's see some examples. Michael will be running a marathon this Sunday. So something that will start in the future. It will take some time on Sunday. Second one, India will be competing with Pakistan in the finals tomorrow. Some action will take place in the future. Some ongoing progressive action. Third one, he will be returning to India next week. So some action will take place in the future. He will be coming next week from US to India. So these come under future continuous tense. Some actions will start in the future and continue for an expected length of time. So all these come under future continuous tense. The next two tenses are future perfect tense and future perfect continuous tense. Actually, they are not of much use. We don't use them either in conversation or in writing. But we'll just have a brief discussion of those two and learn the structures in briefly. Just know about it, but let's not go detailed about it because they are not of much use in either conversation or in writing. Now the third one is the future perfect tense. It tells us about actions which will take place in the future and which have completed. Okay. Let's take an example of this. Let's take a situation. Suppose there is a person called Rahul. There is a person called Rahul. He wants to save some money from now itself. Suppose he saves some money from now itself. By December, what would be his saving? In such kinds of situations, let's see how this tense comes. By December, Rahul will have saved rupees 4,000. In such situations, future perfect tense is used. Let's just structure now. Subject will have plus V3. As I already told you, always in perfect tenses, verb will always be in V3 form. So, with situation, the sentence will be like this. Example will be like this. By December, Rahul will have saved rupees 4,000. So, from now itself he is saving. In the future, by so many months of time, he will save so much of money. So, this is what is expressed in the future perfect tense. Suppose the same situation we will take for future perfect continuous tense. By December, Rahul will have been saving rupees 4,000. See the difference here. See the difference here. Here we are using the verb in the V3 form. Here we are using in the continuous form. The structure for the future perfect continuous tenses, subject will have been an ing form. I already told you, in continuous form always the ing form of the verb is used. So same situation if we consider, by December Rahul will have been saving 4,000 rupees. What is the difference between the two tenses? Here we are using a completed action. Here we are telling about the duration of the action. Duration. That is the only difference between the two tenses. And moreover, as I already told you, these two are not much useful in conversation and writing. Just know a basic structure and a few examples. As time passes by, you will be able to know how to use them in the future. So, I hope all of you have understood this future tense properly. Now, as we have finished all the tenses, let's have a recap of all the three tenses with every example and a structure briefly. Let's have a review of the tenses. Tenses means time. It tells us about time of action. Depending on the time of action, it is categorized into three types: present tense, past tense, and future tense. The first one is the present tense. Coming to the time of action in the present time, it is divided into four types: simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, and present perfect continuous tense. The next is the past tense. Depending on the time of action in the past, it is divided into four types: simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. The last one is the future tense. Depending on the time of action in the future, it is divided into four types: simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. So, this is all about the tenses. Hope all of you have learned from the video and enjoyed the video. Happy learning!